Yikes. Hi, my name is Eunice Castillo, and this is my Module 6 mini lesson, Multiple Choice Tests in Students with Reading Disabilities. This is a picture of my Smash book that I turned in Friday night, and I just want to say I don't normally turn a Smash book in that is written like this. I've turned in a couple, uh, but I love the idea and I want to get used to doing it. I would love it if my kids would do this. I feel like I could get some great feedback from it. Okay, so there's one thing that stood out to me that was just pretty big. So multiple choice tests are the most widely used assessment format, and the reason that is because they multiple choice items are the most widely used and highly regarded of the selection type items. So they're widely regarded because of the kind of feedback that you get. It's really good, right? It's a great assessment. It lets you know right off the bat what the student knows, how well they know it. And so it can measure many learning outcomes, but scores can be influenced by reading ability. And that just, you know, raised my interest because why this matters is because I work in special education. So reading should not become the test. If I'm going to give a reading test, I'll give one. But that's not why I'm testing in science, let's say. So reading should never become the test. Students with dyslexia, ADHD, language processing disabilities, autism, they're going to struggle with those long questions, difficult vocabulary, extra wording. The goal is to assess the content, again, not the reading. I will give them a reading test some other time. So it made me think about how we form questions. And here's a question that is asked in different ways, but you get the same answer. So the first one is, which one of the following organisms is most commonly associated with an aquatic ecosystem characterized by shallow freshwater and emergent vegetation? Well, the answer is a frog. But if I really want to make sure that my kids understand that and I want to really know, I need to ask that question in a friendlier way. Not a less rigorous way, a friendlier way. Which animal spends most of its life living in a pond? It's plausible that a worm or a rat could live in a pond, but if we have been studying frogs, they will know that that is the answer and they'll give it to me. I didn't bog them down reading a bunch of stuff. Short and sweet. Because economy of words, clarity of expression, just one clear problem, the plausible distractors, which are the worm and the rat, those are plausible. It's possible I could have been talking about that, but of course I wasn't. So the outcome to that is students show what they know instead of how well they read. So my takeaway is that fair assessments remove barriers. We know this. So am I assessing their learning standard or am I giving them a reading assessment? And if I want this to be fair and equitable and inclusive to my students, then I'm going to take special care to make sure that I am heeding these instructions and making a better test. That I'm not trying to make it easier, as in less rigorous. I want them to tell me what they know. I need to know what they know. So my question is, how can we make an assessment more accessible while still maintaining academic rigor? Thanks.